Gospel of John, chapter number 5, verse number 30. I can of my own self do nothing.
Naik doesn't bother to give the context of the verse, but he offers it as a proof text against the deity of Christ and the doctrine of the Trinity.
Once again, beloved, I greet you and I welcome you to Lawson Media. My name is Deity, and you know for sure that whenever I get in my seat here, but we are dismantling those several assertions that has been made against Christianity since time immemorial. I greet you wheresoever you are watching us from. I know several lot of people in several lot of countries watch this program, and perhaps you studying a lot, and forgive us if sometimes we delay in posting videos, and that's exactly what causes cessation to views and all that. Make sure to come back and drop your comments under the comment section as well. Well, I'm actually going to react on a program that went on by David Wood. You see, he was actually reacting on the claims or the assertions of Dr. Zakir Naik, and I think I've ever run commentary on this piece by piece, and I'm going to let you watch the full thing or the full video. I'll be getting with me. Dr. Zakir Naik was actually saying Jesus Christ stipulated in John 5 verse 30 that I can of my own self do nothing, and this really means that Jesus Christ wasn't a deity. He was a mere man, because with God can do everything. God is omnipotent, and he doesn't need the help, or he doesn't need any external or outside help to actually do whatever he want to do. So therefore, if he was able to state that I can of my own self do nothing, meaning he needs the help of God before to do anything, it really means that he wasn't God, is inferior to God. Well, is that really true? We actually going to take a quick break and return into this. You're welcome back, beloved. May God richly bless you. Make sure to like the program, subscribe, and also share to your loved ones. Make sure to tag all Islamic channel for us. Make sure to tag David Wood and everybody that really is interested in listening to programs like this. And shout outs to you, David Wood, Christian Prince, Sam Shamoun, wheresoever you are. Well, beloved, let's quickly go to David Wood as he reacts on this session Dr. Zakir Naik made.
Muslims cheer when Zakir Naik quotes the book of John, chapter 5, verse 30.
Gospel of John, chapter number 5, verse number 30. I can of my own self do nothing.
Naik doesn't bother to give the context of the verse, but he offers it as a proof text against the deity of Christ and the doctrine of the Trinity. Obviously, if you're reading the verse as Zakir Naik reads it, Jesus sounds like he's saying that he doesn't have the power to do anything.
I can of my own self do nothing.
So, according to Zakir Naik, Jesus' words in the book of John, chapter 5, verse 30, prove that he's just a man, a helpless human being, certainly not God. You can learn a lot about a man by considering how he reads the Bible. What can we learn about world-famous Muslim apologist Zakir Naik from his treatment of John 5:30? Let's find out by doing something that people like Zakir Naik don't want their listeners to do ever. We're going to read the passage. I'll just summarize the first 15 verses of the chapter. Jesus heals a man on the Sabbath, and this upsets the Jewish leaders. They regard miraculously healing someone as work, and you're not allowed to work on the Sabbath. We'll pick up the story in verse 16 of the chapter Zakir Naik quotes to show that Jesus is just a helpless human being. And this was why the Jews were persecuting Jesus, because he was doing these things on the Sabbath. But Jesus answered them, "My Father is working until now, and I am working." Uh-oh. You see, Jews weren't allowed to work on the Sabbath, but there was a discussion among the Jewish rabbis. They reasoned that since God sustains the universe even on the Sabbath, God works on the Sabbath. Jews don't get to work on the Sabbath, but God works on the Sabbath. How does Jesus answer the Jewish leaders when they complain that he's working on the Sabbath? He says, "My Father is working until now, and I am working. Like Father, like Son." Now, what does he sound like he's saying here? If Jesus says, "Yeah, I know human beings aren't supposed to work on the Sabbath, but God the Father is working on the Sabbath, so I'm working on the Sabbath too, because I'm the Son," what does he sound like he's claiming? He sounds like he's claiming to be in the same category with God. And as the next verse shows, that's exactly what the Jewish leaders thought he was saying. Look at the heading, by the way. Verse 18, "This was why the Jews were seeking all the more."
So you see, beloved, that is it. You see, whenever you are listening to Muslims, most especially you're listening to Dr. Zakir Naik, Shamshamoon, and perhaps if you're watching any video of Ahmad Didat, seriously, you will have to be very careful. Muslims sometimes try their possible best to play these mental gymnastics and all that. They try their possible best to close your eye from the truth. Okay, so whenever they talk with some vigor, some vim, and if you don't take care, you'll be misled by their usage of the scripture. Well, David Wood actually caught him in his own lies. He caught him with his own trap. He cited John chapter 5 verse number 30. Okay, it's in context, but they don't actually consider the contextual aspect of the text they're reading. Well, John 5 verse number 30. Let me read this verse of the Bible to you here, and David Wood read it. So here is it. I can of myself do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is righteous, because I do not seek my own will, but the will of the Father who sent me. Well, that is John chapter 5 verse number 30. Okay, so if you studying keenly what actually Jesus Christ was saying over here, yes, he was speaking from the human point of view. He had been sent, okay? He had been sent by the Father. You get that? He had been sent. This doesn't mean that he wasn't God. I've always been telling you that Jesus Christ had a theandric nature. Okay, that's what I always tell you about the theanthropic nature of Jesus Christ. He was both man and both God. Okay, he was fully man and fully God. And what actually makes us know for sure that he was God and he became man, or he was God-man living in the midst of men, has to do with the fact that he was able to accommodate our finitude, but he wasn't able to accommodate our errors or our sinful nature. That's exactly what makes him a deity. Because no true deity can be able to accommodate the errors of man. Okay? Jesus wasn't able to do that because he is God. He was able to accommodate our finitude. Well, you can tell me Jesus cried. That isn't sinful. To cry isn't sinful. He was fully man. That's why he cried. He had emotions. Hope you get with me. So, and Jesus prayed. Yes, he was fully man, so he could pray. And that isn't sinful to pray. Okay, he was able to accommodate our finitude. But he didn't accommodate our errors. Fancy we raping people, we are fornicating like Muhammad did. Jesus never did anything like this. We are fighting, we exchanging blows, and we exchanging swords, machetes, and all that. Jesus Christ never did anything like this. Okay, that is human error. Jesus Christ wasn't able to accommodate anything like this. His focus was on the mission he said he came to do, and he never ever deviated from his mission. What about Muhammad? At the very outset, he said he had come to act as a plain warner. That's exactly what Allah had instilled in him to tell his people. But later on, what did he say? He came back to Mecca with a sword, and he eliminated and killed several many people. Okay, that's exactly what makes him a mere human being, and he can never be compared to and with Jesus Christ. You get that Jesus Christ accommodated our finitude. we are infinitesimal beings. Jesus Christ wasn't like that. Well, so that's John 5 verse 30 for you. And actually, what David Wood read to you here, and that is John chapter 5 verse 15, when he had healed the man, okay? And the Jews were confronting Jesus Christ. They were like, hey, you are not supposed to work on the Sabbath day, but you healed a man, okay? And they considered that miraculous act to be a work, and thus they were actually, their confrontation was that, hey, you must put a stop to what you did. You never have to do anything like that, you see. And in Jewish law, they had to stone him to death. How we get to him? So Jesus Christ actually said, my Father works. That is verse 17. My Father is working. My Father works and I work. You see, so God still sustains the universe, the clouds. You see, everything that they are sustainable. Okay, they are always sustained. It really means God is still working. It still rains and all that. Even on the Sabbath day, it can rain. It means God is still working. That was the belief of the Jews. And Jesus said, "My Father still works, and I am working." What did he sound like he was saying over here? As David Wood asked, he sounded that he was God. Okay, my Father is still working and I am working. God is working, that is why I'm working. Meaning God is working. If you are a logical person, a rational person, you can infer that Jesus Christ was therefore saying, God is working and I am God, so I am also working. You get that? So we ended up here, and may God richly bless you. I know for sure you're going to share the program to your loved ones, everybody. Make sure to tag every Islamic channel for us, and as well make sure to drop your comments under the comment section. Greetings to everybody. Shout outs to you. Bye bye.